Hey team. So today I am asking you to do some pretty big asks. Specifically, you are going to be creating data that you're going to use to train your own sketch classifier. And there are a lot of things that you're going to have to do. And I thought it would be useful to have a video that kind of walks you through what each of those things look like. I'm going to be doing everything for you in the video, and you can imitate it, but you might try on your own to sort of figure out things without doing exactly what I do. You do a little bit of the thinking in figuring out some of the problems that you might find pop up as you do this. So the first thing to do is to play around with the classifier, and a lot of you have already played with this. And a triangle that hopefully it says is a triangle, 94.9 confident. Drawing an upright triangle. This is one of the ones that we're talking about in class. It still thinks that's a circle, 62.3% confident. We want to try to do a better job of this. So that's our task today. The folder of images that I've given you, you can find are in the drive, and I'll just show you quickly what that looks like. And so you're able to scroll through and notice that there's something that these triangles have in common that might explain why the classifier isn't able to correctly identify a triangle that isn't drawn with a base roughly horizontal at the top of the drawing. What we want to try to do is make it so that those triangles are rotated a little bit more than maybe they are in our sampled data. So to do that, you're going to click right here, the code used to generate the data set. You're going to go to this code right here, and you're going to adjust this a little bit. Now, if you just run this, you'll see that it starts popping those triangles on the screen. It's going to do 100 triangles, 100 squares, and then 100 circles. We kind of have some code down here that's going from one mode to another. And once it has drawn 100 triangles, it switches to squares, as you saw just happened. Once it's square and it draws 100 of those, it then goes to circle. We want to play with the triangle drawing feature. For all of these, for the square and the triangle, we're doing a little rotation of a random angle between negative 0.2 radians and positive 0.2 radians. For an equilateral triangle, which all of these triangles are, those are 60 degrees. 60 degrees is, your pre-calculus teacher would hope you know, pi over 3. If we do a quick calculation, 3.14159 over 3 is about 1. I guess we didn't need the calculator for that. About 1 radian. So instead, for the triangle of doing negative 0.2 to positive 0.2, let's do negative 1.0 to positive 1.0, which hopefully will give us a little bit more of a range of angles. So we can save that and hit play. And now we can see that those triangles are a little bit better distributed, not all oriented in the same way. And so the hope is, as we go through this, that this will generate some better data that we can use to train the classifier. So I'm going to stop this and go back to our instructions. It says run the code, make sure the triangles are better. They definitely are. And then it says uncomment lines 27, 39, and 43. Oh, 29. So that's this line right here. What these lines do is they actually take the image that is shown in the canvas and will save that to your downloads directory, wherever that is currently located. So if we run this, you'll start seeing a ton of images popping up and just downloading. These are all going into your downloads directory. And again, this will take a little while because there are 100 triangles, 100 squares, and 100 circles. So we'll just let this play out. Okay, so that is circle number 100, the last circle. We'll go to the downloads directory and see that it is now full. Lots of circles, lots of squares, and also triangles. Now, what you're going to want to do is just go through, there are a couple of these that I'm going to rename. You probably won't need to rename this. You only really need to do this once. You want to make sure that when you do this, you have 100 circles, 100 triangles, and 100 squares. So I'm just going to fix up some things here. So now that I have all of these files together, this is what I was suggesting you copy into a new folder. So you can see 301 items. That's a little weird. I should only have 300. Okay, so let's figure out, let's just rename these. And I'm going to rename these, I'm going to rename this training. Oh, that is the one that I don't want. Okay, and so inside of here, I now have 100 circles, 100 squares, and 100 triangles. Let's go back to our list. So it says save all the downloaded images into a folder. We're now going to go to this sketch, and we're going to upload the images into the training folder. So let's do that. So here we are. I'm going to hit this little arrow, and I can see that there is a training folder ready to go. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to upload files. And so I'm going to take all of the pictures in this folder, and I'm going to upload those into the sketch. Okay, that took a lot longer than I was expecting. Hopefully your Wi-Fi makes it so that you can upload those a little bit faster. Anyways, focusing on that, we can now look in our directory and we can see that we have circles 1 through 100. We have squares 1 through 100. And I don't think we're missing any. I hope we're not missing any. And triangles 1 through 100 as well. We've uploaded the images into there. We can take a look, at this stage, what we can do is run the code. And so what the code is now doing is it is trying to load all 100 circles and squares and triangles into the program. And it is set up to draw the triangle images in the square and also draw the circles in the square so that you can actually see them all together in the canvas. Okay, and so now we can see we have our triangles, and they're sort of all over the place. They're not all kind of bottom up. They're not all looking sort of like this. They're all over the place, and we have our circles. Okay, so we're in good shape, and now we have a couple tasks to do. The first one is to comment outline 66 and 67. And what these will do is this actually does the work of training the machine learning algorithm to learn from all of these examples that you've uploaded. And in the end, what this is going to do is it's going to save 3 files to your computer when it's done, and that'll indicate that the program has learned as much as it can over 50 cycles through the data. So we're going to run this. It will take a while. I'm also, to speed this up, I'm going to comment out the drawing code like this. So from just under where it says draw all triangle images into a square pattern to display of squares, I'm going to run this, and this is going to train the classifier on the data that you've just collected. So this could take a while, but we do get this little image that pops up and tells us the progress as it goes. So let's get it started. Okay, so what we can see here is that the code is ready to start training, and so this thing has popped up, which is going to allow us to see the progress that the algorithm is making as it starts cycling through the data. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, I'm in a different location because I got really frustrated and the code wasn't working, but now it is, but it took a lot. And I just want to acknowledge that that was difficult. But you can see, look at that training, it's happened. We're down to 46, and this is graphing the amount of error in the trained algorithm as time goes by. So it's going through, cycling through all the data over and over and over again and trying to do a better and better job of understanding the relationship. And then right there, you can see it just downloaded the trained classifier. This is what all of this has been about. And so these 3 files contain the information that the image classifier needs in order to do what our original classifier that took our sketches and classified them does. And so our next step is going to be bringing this trained classifier into a sketch. I am hoping this goes a lot more smoothly for you. I am hoping that the work I've done has made it easier for you so that you can just feel successful today. So that's it. Once you have your 3 files, you are in good shape for what comes next. See you later, everybody.